So today we're talking about the resiliency platform within a VMware environment. And we're going to take a bit deeper look at the deployment level architecture of how resiliency platform would work and the different pieces involved in setting this up within a VMware environment. So here you'll see we have our primary data center. We have a DR data center. Both are VMware environments, and we have a VMware cluster at both sites. The resiliency platform has a few key components that enable the whole data movement process between the primary and the DR site. Let's see how this works. First thing to mention is our data mover gateway appliance. This is actually a virtual software appliance that can install here within the cluster, can install on any one of the ESX hosts within that cluster. It doesn't matter which one. Another thing to mention is what you see here, it's an I/O tap. This is actually a VIO, or a vSphere API for I/O filtering plugin that installs here at the hypervisor level that enables third parties like Veritas to be able to intercept I/O as it's being written from a VM to its disk. We can intercept that I/O for the purpose of replication to another site. Also want to mention quickly what we call a resiliency group. So this is a construct within resiliency platform that enables us to group applications together in such a way that we would want to perform some type of operation on that application. That could be something like a start, a stop, a migration, or a takeover. So we'd want to move, say, one resiliency group, which is potentially some application on our primary site, over to our DR site. We can create this group to enable us to do that for multiple systems all at once. So let's take a look at how this would work. For example, when we do the initial resiliency group configuration, what will happen here is the data will sync between the disk on our primary site that's associated with the VMs within that resiliency group, and it'll sync over here to the DR site to disks that are going to be attached to our replication gateway. So let's draw this out. So we have data coming from VMs here in the first resiliency group that we're tapping right here at the hypervisor level. We're then sending that data up to the data mover gateway. Now the gateway will replicate that data to the other gateway that it's paired with at the DR site. And over here, this gateway will have the equivalent disks attached to it. So we can apply that data from our resiliency group at our primary site to the disks here at the DR site. So that'll actually happen in this case for each one of our resiliency groups. We can tap that I/O the same way, and then replicate that data to the DR site. All right. So, okay. Now, a couple other things to mention about the replication process here. So this process is fairly efficient in that we do provide inline deduplication and compression. And this is also encrypted, so we use TLS for data encryption between the two appliances. Now, in the situation where, say, we wanted to do a migration, what would this look like? So let's say we want to do a migration of Resiliency Group 3 here at our primary site over to our DR site. All we really need to do is we tell the resiliency platform to bring down Resiliency Group 3 here at our primary site. We can bring that same Resiliency Group 3 online at our DR site. And this can be done with one click. So it makes things fairly simple, even if we have many VMs within that resiliency group. And we can use those systems as if they were production systems to ensure that they are in fact going to come online and work properly if in fact you were to end up in a real DR situation. Now, once we're done testing these systems here in the rehearsal group, Resiliency Platform will manage the cleanup. So it gets rid of the snapshot and all the temporarily provisioned systems, and then things go essentially back to normal. So to wrap this up, we've looked at the different components involved in the VRP solution. We've also looked at the deployment level view of how this would actually be deployed within a VMware environment. And the key thing to note here is that this is all one single pane of glass, so everything you see can be configured and can be executed with as little as one click, making things very simple.